Well, thank you, Faith Rivera, for writing and singing that song. All right, so as you may know, we have been looking at October as a wonderful reminder that this earth life is all about change. I mean, with its fleeting beauty, this month has been giving us a living lesson in the unstoppable nature of change. I mean, even though there is still, amazing color here and there, much of autumn's beauty has blown away with the wind since this month began. And soon it will be just the bare branches that put on the beauty pageant of nature. And we can't hold on to autumn leaves, and we can't stop change, no matter how much we may want to. Now, many of us fear change because we worry that we're not going to like what comes next. But the spiritual teacher Osho said, courage is a love affair with the unknown. A love affair with the unknown requires trust that the ever-moving nature of life, as it changes in form and expression, is moving in ways that we're going to enjoy and appreciate and have fun with. It's trusting that the pure positive energy that's the invisible source of all life is filled with unlimited possibilities for good. And that change is the avenue through which more and more goodness can express. Invisible, unchangeable good is at the heart of the impermanence of this visible world, including our visible self. We didn't come to stay, but we definitely did come to play. We came to wear as many costumes as we can, to live as fully as we can, and to be a master of disguises, fully aware that all costumes are temporary and removable, including this human costume. Change doesn't change who we truly are. A free, flowing soul having this human experience. A love affair with the unknown allows us to accept the progression of time and the changes it brings as not only inevitable, but divinely orchestrated. And to let this earth life's diversity and variety and unpredictability make life interesting for us rather than scary. The question, what's up or what's next, becomes filled with curiosity and wonder rather than what's up next. That's filled with anxiety and dread. If we want to be happy in this shape-shifting world, we need to learn to trust that the unknown wants to be known by us, just for the pure joy of divine exposure. The positive energy that lives in us is the source of all joy, and it carries with it our happiness and well-being. Now, we may believe that if nothing ever changed, life couldn't get any worse. But if nothing changed, we'd be unable to access and materialize the infinite possibilities, or at least some of them, that are available to us in life. Thich Nhat Hanh said, thanks to impermanence, everything is possible. Because nothing is written in stone, anything can happen at any time. And if we allow it to be, it will be something good. Change not only facilitates evolution and transformation in beautiful ways through Mother Nature, but through human nature as well. Change reveals new possibilities for us to choose from, no matter how limited our choices may have seemed before. It brings new understanding for us to express, no matter how much we've felt that we didn't understand before. And it offers us a fresh start if we're interested. It's been said, seize the day and then let it go. We can appreciate what is and still flow gently into what's next as we accept that nothing, absolutely nothing, is meant to stay the same. If it did, we'd stop growing and expanding in new awareness and expression of our divinity through our human experience. Our body is just a vessel for our amazing being, not a safety deposit box so that we can hide our spirit from the world. Which brings us along our spiritual journey through the alphabet this year, once again to the letter V. And in recognition of Halloween, V is for vampire. And as I've mentioned, the title of today's talk is Vampires, Monsters, and Masters. Now, in tribute to Halloween, someone posted on Facebook just recently, you are a ghost driving a meat-coated skeleton made from stardust, riding a rock hurtling through space. What do you have to be scared of? Thank God we are so much more than these human costumes we wear. I mean, we're free to stick our focus inside our physical form and ignore the twinkling stardust within us that is animating it. But if we do, if we fool ourselves into believing that this is all there is to us, then it's no wonder that we feel vulnerable and needy. From inside our body, it surely looks like everything we need to be healthy and happy and wealthy and loved and safe is outside of us. When we believe that the world has the key to what we desire, then we're a lot like a vampire. Because we're depending on what's outside of us to sustain our life. Our fangs are pointed at the world, and we're ready to go out and get what we need from anyone who looks like they may have what we want. Family members, friends, coworkers, doctors, lawyers, strangers, our job, or just plain luck. We don't care as long as it's there. And when it's not there, we're afraid that it never will be. And often we attribute the absence of what we want to our unworthiness to have it. We convince ourselves there's something wrong with us, something that we need to hide from others in order for us to get what we want and need from them. I mean, and even if we do get lucky and we find someone, a human source that seems to be willing to give us what we want and need, because we know that this world is impermanent and ever changing. We live in fear that we might lose the love, the happiness, and the security we need and have at any time. Fear of impermanence causes us to try to control the world and everyone in it, to keep others a prisoner to our desires, so that we can have what we want as long as we want it. And if they fail to do what we want them to do, or say what we want them to say, or provide what we want them to provide us with. Fear causes us to puff up and appear to be more forceful, so that will be more convincing and frighten others into doing what we want them to do. We do and we say monstrous things, things that we regret when we feel out of control, when we're not allowing life to flow. In fact, the biggest bullies in this world, no matter who they are or how important and powerful they seem, are simply afraid to show their neediness and fear of loss. Every bully is just calling for love. If we want to feel happy and satisfied and unafraid in this world, we must become a master of our own life so that we can direct the flow of pure, positive energy through us in happy, satisfying ways. Abraham Hicks tells us, like the air you breathe, abundance in all things is available to you. Your life will simply be as good as you allow it to be. So, how good are we willing to allow, not force, our life to be? We can learn to trust that time is on our side when we make good use of it. And so here we are, at the end of a month that seems like it only began yesterday. And how much good are we allowing our life to be? How free-flowing have we been this month? It might even be appropriate for us to ask ourselves a question this morning that is similar to the one that we asked when this month began. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being October's come and gone and it went so quickly, I don't know what happened, and 10 being I've been making changes in my thinking all this month that have allowed me to feel more masterful in my life. How many gifts of greater awareness are we bringing with us into November? So often it seems that there is either not enough time or too much time wasted for us to make good use of our time on earth, most of the time. Not enough time for us to decide and practice being a deliberate creator. But the French philosopher Jean de la Bruyere said those who make the worst use of their time are the first to complain of its brevity. So as we take note of the brevity of October, instead of complaining, we can choose to see it as an opportunity for us to take note of the use that we've made of this gift of 31 days. It's easy for us to embrace the concept of time moving quickly. And yet when it comes to the swiftness of our making positive changes in our thinking that will open us to greater awareness and greater life experiences, those changes seem to move in slow motion, if they move at all. We said at the beginning of this month that change doesn't take time, we take time to change. Most of the time, old thought seems to stick around as if they have no place to go. Familiar thoughts feel comfortable, even if they're not happy ones. We feel safe with old thoughts because they've been with us for so long. Even if what we've been thinking about ourselves and life is keeping us from experiencing the changes we want in our life, changes in our body, changes in our relationship, and changes in our willingness and courage to express ourselves authentically in this life. We hold on so tightly to what we already know that we can't grow in ways we've yet to know. We get stuck like a deer in the headlights, afraid to move at all, when we forget that we're meant to ride that beam of light. We choose a love affair with the known rather than the unknown. The poet Rumi said, "You think you belong to this world of dust and matter. From this dust you created a personal image and forgot the essence of your true origin." We are so much more than our personal image. So much more than this human body. No one outside of us can provide for us a life that is worth living because we brought all the tools with us to create one for ourselves when we came. We didn't come into this human experience to fearfully hold on to anything or to suck the life out of everything in this world. We're here to freely experience it all, so we can experience more and more of our true self and the infinite possibilities that are available to us to express who we are. We're here to let the door of our mind fly open to infinity. But we won't gain access to our power or become a master in using it unless we remember our true origin. When we remember that we are divine beings simply wearing a human disguise, and that beneath it wisdom and truth abides, we realize our well-being and all that goes with it, our health, our happiness, our love, and our safety are our birthright. And as we do, amazing things begin to happen. We can't fool the universe with our costumes, even while we've been playing trick-or-treat in the world. We are its powerful sons and daughters. We may have fooled ourselves and forgotten the truth of who we are, but the truth will never forget us because we are forever one with the truth of life, here and there and everywhere. A course of love tells us God's heartbeat is the source of the world, the soul of the world, the sound of the world in harmony, existence with no beginning and no end. There is not God and us. Not a God we need to find. There is only God as us, wearing a human costume. God provides all that we desire every moment while we're here because God desires it for us too. We were masters before we came into this human experience. Our body is just a vessel for the amazing being we are. But we can't set ourselves free unless we use the master key. Namaste. All right. Well, this is the time of our service when we get to say thank you. Well, we pull ourselves together. My wings were almost coming out. We are so grateful. We're grateful to all of you here today just to come and play and have fun and be together. We're grateful for all of you who tune in from wherever you tune in to watch the live stream or the video later. We have such beautiful friends in not so far away places like Dallas, Connecticut. One day, perhaps, Paris. But we're grateful that you've stuck around and that you support the message because you believe in the message. And because you believe in the message, you are the messenger. You live it each day, and as we all choose to live it each day, we become an example life in a world that could use some loving examples. And so we're grateful for your financial support that keeps this particular place in place so that we can offer this message. So if you're new this morning and you don't know how to financially support us, there are several ways to do that. You'll notice if you're on Facebook that there's a donate button, and if you tap the donate button, you can support us that way. You can go to our website, lecflint.com, and hit the contribute button. You can support us through PayPal if you're a member of PayPal, or you can send a check or come in person to 2512 South Thigh Road, Flint, Michigan, 48532. And thank you.